Hello everyone, it's Sal Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Now we're yawning, breaking dawning. It's Manchester United day. Man United play Arsenal today, which is taking a back seat today because it's not about the football today. Today it's about the football club. It's about our future. It's about what's been before us, and how we're going to stop this. How we're going to get rid of the leeches that have drained our football club down to the absolute bare bones, guys. And this is what I would say, that in 2005, I wore my green and gold scarf. I was there at Old Trafford. I wore the green and gold scarf. And you know what? Since then, I wouldn't have envisioned that 20 years later, we'll be here in the same place at the same time, talking about the same ownership. It's disgusting in a way, that we have now an extra dose of a problem that was already a problem, which is the facilitators of the Glazers as well, which is the ones that went to bed with the Glazers and saved the Glazers, and as much as people don't want to blame them, they are a huge part of the problem as well. And this is something that we cannot ignore. We had a chance of a full buyout. We had a chance to get rid of the Glazers. Unfortunately, Sir Jim Ratcliffe came in and purchased this football club. But the overriding issue in regards to this football club isn't just that. Manchester United were once the biggest and best run institution in world football, run by the working class man and woman. For too long now, the Glazers have exploited our club for financial gain, draining resources and neglecting its true needs. The Glazers must go. And today we protest against the Glazers. Whatever happens on the football pitch today takes a back seat, because today is about getting rid of those Glazers. The fans deserve better. United fans, us United fans who've given our life to this football club deserve better. Because at the moment, the football club is heading towards its worst season since 1974. Old Trafford, once an historic, world-famous stadium, has been completely neglected. Ticket prices are going beyond the realms of affordability. Loyal staff have been thrown out like garbage. The club has been asset stripped to its bare bones to serve the Glazers' debts. Now, we take it all the way back to the beginning, and I'm going to say this in a simplistic way. Manchester United were purchased by a loan, which was put on the club, and the assets of Manchester United and the profits of Manchester United serviced that loan. Now, a normal folk like me and you would get a loan from the bank, and we would pay that loan off ourselves, but no, they put it on the asset. So basically, they bought the asset with the loan and used the asset to pay the loan, basically. So not one penny has come out those Glazers' pockets. It's time for change. And whatever we do today, I hope that, we make a noise. We stand up for what's right, and we stand up for this football club, because that is what it's all about. I hope also that INEOS are not out of the docks here, because they did facilitate the Glazers, and their neck is still on the line, and they are on fraud watch. We have to watch out for them as well, because at the end of the day, they have never seen something like this in their lives. We are not Nice. We are not Lucerne, with all due respect. We are not. We're Manchester United. And you know what? Whatever happens today, whether we call off the game, whatever, we have to do what's right for this football club for the long term. This is not about enjoying football anymore. This is not about, let's watch Man United against Arsenal at Old Trafford. This is not about that. This is about our future. This is about our legacy. This is about where we came from. The football club that was built by the working class man and woman is being stripped to its bare bones by some greedy billionaires who live in Miami. Not one penny has been spent on this football club by them. Not one penny. In the 20 years that they've been at this football club, they have not spent one penny. They've serviced their debt and attributed their dividends with our profits, with the money that we make as a football club. Before they came into this football club, we were self-sustainable. We made money organically. We were the richest club in the world. We had the best stadium in the world. Old Trafford was the home of the European Championship semi-final in 1996. Now it won't even make the list. It won't even make the top 10. Hell, it might not even make the top 20 as best stadiums in England. It's decaying, it's rotting, and that is thanks to the Glazers. It's a disgrace. And I wish everyone who is supporting the protest today, who is going to be present at the protest today, the best of luck. And I hope that we make a sound and they hear us loud and clearly. But what I would say is that if we do make a noise, let's not do all this video calls and things like that to the Glaze, because enough is enough. The only thing that needs to happen now is for them to leave the football club and sell this football club. Now, they purchased the club on debt. Okay. 20 years ago, this was legal. Today, this is not legal. Today, it is illegal to do that kind of buy. I wouldn't even say a buy. It's not a buyout. They didn't spend money. Buying is when you buy something with your own money. They didn't. They used a loan. The bank bought it, basically. You know, and you know what? This should be taken back. This should be that retrospective action should be taken from what happened in 2005, because you know what? It was illegal, because I know that the government can do things about this. They can change it. They can remove the Glazers. You know, they're not British. You know, they can remove the Glazers from owning this football club. They removed Abramovich from this football club, from Chelsea Football Club, when they wanted to remove Abramovich from Chelsea Football Club. So why don't they do that now? Why don't they do that now? Why can't they go back in retrospect and cancel out that buy and say, look, you can't own the football club unless you buy it outright? Why don't they do that? There we go. Let me read some of your comments, of course. Good morning, Kenny. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. INEOS Glazers, absolutely. Big up, Chow. What's going on? Times like we need United to be one of United against the worst football owners in the world. They are the worst owners in the world football club. INEOS need to F off too. Absolutely. And this is one thing we cannot forget. We cannot just, use the Glazers as well. It needs to be a package. It needs to be a package. It needs to be something that we need to look at and say, look, INEOS are involved in this. INEOS slept with the Glazers. They facilitated the Glazers. They gave the Glazers a life support. That's basic. INEOS are the Glazers' life support machine. That is what it is. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying that, INEOS are, bad owners, because they don't own the football club at the end of the day. But what they've done as a minority owner, not a minority, but a huge percentage of the ownership of the football club, they have done a lot of bad things, right? And some may say this is not their fault. This is the Glazers' fault. This is Glazers. It's not just the Glazers. They facilitated them, and the Glazers would have had no choice but to sell the football club if INEOS and Sir Jim Ratcliffe did not give them a life support machine. Manchester United were ready. Manchester United's beat was starting to come back. And Manchester United were ready to sell this football club. But what INEOS have done, so Jim Ratcliffe walked into that intensive care unit, took out the plug and put in his charger for his phone. Because he didn't care about the Glazers staying at this football club. All he cared about is his vanity and his selfish needs. That is what happened. That is how this is all come about. Without these protests, without this fight that Manchester United fans will do today, and we've done it in the past, and of course we cancelled the Liverpool game, obviously a few years ago. we cannot move forward. We have to do something. It's important that United fans, we gather and we unite, you know, for a common cause. Even if we unite just for, you know, one day and then we go on to hating each other. We need to unite today. You know what I mean? Because together we are more powerful. Together we are more stronger. Together as a united fan base, we are the strongest football club in the world. The fan base are the best in the world. They're the strongest in the world. I believe that. And we are the best football club in the world. And we're going to make it the best football club in the world on the pitch very soon. But it's up to us to do that. It's up to us to do that. If this game gets cancelled today against Arsenal, so be it. So be it. There are greater problems at this football club that we have to address first, of course. Now, the rudeness and the cheekiness and the arrogance of the Glazers is pretty evident. And we've seen that many, many times, of course. And every now and then, we get a reminder of how greedy these people are and how arrogant these people are. Not least, yes. Glazer. And they're all a Glazer, just Glazer. Walking out of the IFV in Manchester, right there. Let me replay that. This shows you the arrogance of the Glazers. This shows you how they couldn't care less about Manchester United fans. They're actually taking a mick. They're actually, you know what, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? This is what I would stress to you guys right now. Just look at that video and look at the confidence, hands in the pocket. Don't give a damn. I don't care what Glazer it is. I don't care. They're part of the same evil. What is he doing in Manchester at the Ivy yesterday? What is he doing there yesterday? What is he doing? Enjoying his little meal on our expense. Is that what he's doing? You know, and this shows you the arrogance and the overriding confidence that they have in regards to no one's going to do nothing anyway. What you going to do? And we saw it a few weeks ago, when a reporter tried to catch up with Joel Glazer, Avram Glazer, and tried to ask him, "Are you going to sell the football club?" And he just said a straight no. It was just a straight no. Now, guys, I know that there's not many people can make it to Manchester today to participate in the Glazers, right, out protest. But what I would say, the most important thing for you to do is get on your social media. I got a tweet out, retweet that, hashtag that, or go on your own page, tweet, hashtag fight Glazers out now, Glazers out. Do what you need to do. Get this trending all around the world, everywhere. This is what we need to do to get the. I mean, every little helps. I know some people think, what can I do? What do you want me to do? It's all there. You've got the power in your fingertips, and you can go out, you can write on your Twitter page. You can support my movement on my Twitter page. You can go support 1958. Go and support 1958. Go and support FC United of Manchester Football Club, who are FC United are involved in this protest. Now, FC United are a football club that was formed in 2005. A few Manchester United fans broke away from Manchester United to make their own football club because of the Glazers taking ownership of our football club, Manchester United. Now, FC United are involved in this, and we support FC United as well. And 1958, we support them as well. Of course, big shout out to 1958 for organizing and being instrumental to these protests, of course. Let's read some of your comments. Big up, Chow. I've been supporting our 20. This is the darkest time for the football club. Our darkest time in regards to Manchester United has been many times. We've had dark times, Chow. For you, it's the darkest time. We had 1958, we've had 1974. But when we look at an ownership of this football club, this is the worst ownership that we've ever had. And we are on the brink, believe it or not, in going into the abyss. We're at risk of going into administration, guys, because of this ownership, because of this greed. We are being stripped down to the bare bones to service their greed. That is what's going on. And, you know, that I don't think that they even care. I don't think that they care. They don't care about Manchester United. They have no clue about Man United. They don't know nothing about our history. They don't know nothing about the players before them, etc., etc. They just care about making the money, stripping down the football club to the bare bones, and then bye-bye, you sort it out. That's basically what they're doing. Good afternoon, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Almac, the United fan base is divided. Fans are still buying tickets and merchandise. The United channels only give lukewarm support to support the protest. A United fan base, we got them out ages ago. A United fan base is never going to happen. And I'll tell you why the United fan base is never going to happen. There are a few of us that have been going for years, have been Man United fans for many years, right? And 40 years odd. And unfortunately, the law of going to Old Trafford for people overseas, there's people who come from overseas who support the football club and buy the tickets. Now, what happens is this: if you don't go to a football match, your ticket gets sold. And this is what happens. Regardless, they will fill up that stadium. But slowly but surely, the stadium is starting to empty. And it's something that I mentioned in 2019. I made the 58th minute walkout. I went to Old Trafford and we walked out in the 58th minute. I was ridiculed for that, Almac. I was ridiculed. Right. And I arranged that. I came from London, went all the way up from London to Manchester to walk out in the 58th minute against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I was ridiculed for that. Now, if we all had, look, I'm not saying I'm this, I'm that, I'm the all-knowing, I'm the man who makes these things happen. I'm not. All I wanted to do is try something. I just wanted to try and do something that will make a difference, you know. And unfortunately, the United fan base doesn't seem like we've got, like you've said it there, right? At the end of the day, basically, you spoke about the United channels only give a lukewarm support to support protests, right? You said that there. That is creating division already, Amak. You see, this is the argument in the contradiction in your argument that, you know what, this is this and that. If people, real fans like myself, right, you know, speak about these things, right, we can get the message across, right? Whether it's on social media, whether it's in front of the Old Trafford, outside Old Trafford, you know what? It makes a difference. It makes a difference, in my opinion. There are fans out there that are fake, right, and that are using the protests and stuff to promote their own ego. You may have seen them. You know, they go on there and they're there to promote their own ego, unfortunately, guys. Good morning to us. Have a good morning, Jim. I hope you're doing well. John O'Connell. Morning, John O'Connell. Hope you're doing well. Let's stop buying merchandise season. I stopped buying merchandise a long time ago, guys. I gave up my season ticket. I've done my part. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I had a season ticket at Man United. You know how long I waited for that season ticket? 8 years. 8 years I was applying for that season ticket and I gave it up because of the Glazers. Right? I don't buy merchandise anymore. I don't buy shirts, caps, anything, mugs, whatever you name it. I don't buy it anymore. I don't sit there in a Man United jersey claiming Glazers out, Glazers out. Because some people will lie to you, right? And they will wear their Man United cap in their Man United jersey and they'll say, I'm Glazers out, I'm Glazers out, using other people who are respected Man United fans to add weight to their claim that they are Man United fans. And even if they bought that shirt from a private agency or whatever, it's still promoting that buy the shirt, buy the shirt. You're a walking a promotional tool for the Glazers. Buy the shirt, buy the new shirt, buy the new shirt. Because people don't know that you bought it from a private agency or something like that. They just see that you've got the shirt. That's what they see at the end of the day. Good morning, Conrad. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Sal, the irony is the British fans of Man United didn't want Qatar as they were told. Not only a British, American as well, Lumen. American as well. A lot of people didn't want, around the world, didn't want Qatar ownership. It weren't just the British. It was many people around the world. We're told they would lose their heritage. Just a week, TalkSport said about losing their heritage. Which I just think, yeah, but that is what we get, isn't it? You know, that is what we have in England. We have this undercover, sinister, bigotry, ignorance around, and that still exists, unfortunately. But that doesn't just exist in Britain, that exists in every country, right? Okay, so what I would say is that there were people all around the world, and I would argue, Lumen, that the biggest voices for Jim Ratcliffe, for the Glazers, are the Americans. They were the ones who were pushing for Jim Ratcliffe and not Qatar. There is still a minority of people who still sympathize with the Glazers, and this is completely dumbfounded, in my opinion. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good morning. 56 likes. Thank you so much. Big up, of course. I have heard of Manchester United. I give them my support. Yeah, I mean, since 2005, they've been around, Jim. And to be honest with you, they play in the lower leagues in England. They are Man United fans who broke away. Fair play to them. Some of them did foresee, and you have to applaud them. They foresaw a problem that was going to occur. Because a lot of people, when the Glazers took over Manchester United all those years ago, people were going, oh, don't worry. Once the debt is paid, Man United will be richer. There were people out there talking like that. And we were like, no, they're not. How do you know? How do you know that we're going to be richer? And lo and behold, we're in more debt now than we have been in, since 2005. We've got double the amount of debt going on right now, double the amount of debt that we had in 2005. And we paid no capital on that debt. Mad, isn't it? They are formed in 2005, so around that. Yes, they formed in 2005, as I just mentioned earlier on the show at the beginning. Absolutely. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, guys, it's important that you research, right? And you learn about the Glazers, you learn that, because a lot of people say they know, but they don't, right? I was sitting there at the stadium and stuff like that, learn about FC United and Manchester, what happened to FC United and Manchester, because we ain't just heard about them, we know about them, okay? So, because at the end of the day, if you've been a Man United fan for 30, 40 years, you know all about United FC of Manchester, okay? So that's what I would say. And go out there, learn about it, protest, support them on your Twitter, on your social media, hashtag Glazers out, and get them out. Get these Glazers out. And every little bit helps. Every little bit helps, of course. And that is what it's all about. Good morning, Pearl. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. So it's so true. We always say is that this is the cynicism and favoritism in every community or country or group giving priority to their own people based on the color, race, religion. This happens in every country, Lumen. This happens in every country. But what I would say is that, the hatred for, people of different races and stuff is so overwhelmingly deep that they would rather sacrifice their own football club, because of their hatred. And that is exactly what happened. And you know what? Today is about Glazers out. The Glazers are the biggest problem. If Glazers leave the club, that is great. But we're not guaranteed that INEOS are going to save Manchester United, because I don't think they are. I'm looking at Glazers. I'm looking at INEOS right now, and I'm just looking at a vanity project. I'm looking at, a part ownership that is more interested in their pockets, aligning their pockets, than actually improving this football club on the pitch. For example, the regeneration project in regards to Old Trafford. Why are we talking about a regeneration project? We need to fix what's going on the pitch right now. That is the biggest issue at Manchester United. We can make do with Old Trafford at the moment, rather than their vanity project and the regeneration project around Manchester, of course, when they're going to name the stadium INEOS Stadium, Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium. We all know that's going to happen at the end of the day. So you know what? They are not out of the woods. They are not. We should not ignore them, because they did facilitate the Glazers. They're gonna hide away from it. Of course they are. But that we should acknowledge them as well as a culprit to the Glazers, because they did give the Glazers a life support machine. They're the ones who kept the Glazers alive. And I've said that from the beginning. As I protested, as I spoke about INEOS for the past year, I mean, I went on television. I've done the whole thing. About full buyout, full ownership. That is what it's about. Unfortunately, that we sold to them. Well, big up everyone. Glazers out. Give me oil money. Absolutely. Give me any money at the end of the day. I don't care. Give me bloody, what was it? No, I better not say that. Absolutely. Kenny, just to get any Middle Eastern ownership that knows about winning. I mean, look, Middle Eastern people, they know about winning. You know, when you live in the UAE or you live in the Middle East in general, you know how they make things happen. They develop things. They make things happen. People like the Glazers destroy things. That's what they do. People in the Middle East, they build things. They make things happen. They've got the tallest building in the world. They're building the other tallest building in the world. They're building the second tallest building in the world because they make things happen. Do you know what I mean? All this business about, you know what, human rights and this and that, throwing that little notion out, that little narrative out, was just a sinister little thing that they can poke basically people who they don't like with. And we know that because if you've been watching politics for the past 100 years, you know what they're doing. They put it in their films. They put it in their cartoons. They do everything to turn you against those people because at the end of the day, they want you to feel that they are the enemy. They are the enemy because they are the ones with the oil. They're the ones, you know what I mean? The powerful ones and stuff like that. We can't do anything about them. And this is exactly what it is at the end of the day. Unfortunately, some people fell for their little games, and some people fell for Mank born and bred. You know, Mank born and bred, but haven't got a picture of Manchester in a Manchester United shirt ever. You know, or seen at Old Trafford before the buyout. You know. But also has a Chelsea season ticket as well. I mean, come on, guys. You know, and they fell for that. I don't think they necessarily fell for that. What I believe is that what they did is that they just didn't want Qatar ownership. And to be honest with you, half of England is owned by Middle Eastern people. You know what I mean? Half of England. You know, crazy. Lumen. Sal, controversial question. Does the government make it difficult for the hard on non-British owners of football clubs? Yeah, they did. Lumen, when you look at Roman Abramovich, when the issue and political issue were going on in Ukraine and Russia, they managed to get rid of Roman Abramovich. And you know what? Roman Abramovich has done good things for English football. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I think Roman Abramovich is one of the best owners in English football history. And he done a very, very good job at Chelsea, making Chelsea from nothing. I mean, when I was growing up, Chelsea were a lower half Premier League team, right? Roman Abramovich came into Chelsea and made him into a European champions, challenging every year in Champions League, every single year, winning league titles every other year, you know, and made them the best team in London, a most successful team in London. The British government got rid of Roman Abramovich because of the atrocities that are going on in Eastern Europe, you know, and Russia. And, you know, why can't they, in retrospective, get rid of the Glazers? Because right now, the way the Glazers purchased a football club now would be illegal. It would not be allowed to happen. So why can't we, in retrospective, go back and say, right, we can't let you own the football club now. You are no longer owning the football club unless you buy the football club fully. Why can't they do that? Why can't they do something like that? Why can't they go back in retrospect and do that? I don't see that if there's any problem in doing that. At the end of the day, if there was a crime that happened in 2005, right, and no, they haven't found the culprit of the crime, and then 20 years later they found a new technology where they can find fingerprints or they can find DNA and stuff like that, and then you're guilty of that crime from 20 years ago. Are the government and the police not gonna go for your arrest? Are they gonna go for your arrest? Yes, they are gonna arrest you. They're going to arrest you. So why can't we go back 2005, say that was illegal, that shouldn't exist anymore. You know what? Because if that was me or you, if that was anyone else, if we purchased a house and or something like that, or by fraud, right? Because basically that's what it is. They would take that house away from us 20 years later. It doesn't matter when it is. They would take that away from us. So it's about time. Just because they're good old mates, Uncle Sam, you know what I mean? Just because they're mates, right? They need to get rid of them and say, listen, you bought this football club. It was illegal in 2005. Here's the documents. It's now illegal now. It's not illegal in 2005, but it is illegal now. So now you have to either fix that, buy the football club fully, or leave the football club. And that's what they do. And we all know they can't afford the football club, so they would have to leave the football club. Absolutely. Jim. So I cry hard, I feel the pain where we are used to the pain to strengthen our fan base. United allow the active speak up. I don't care how many players Glazers buy, got to go. Absolutely. Sal, but they always said even 25, 30, 40 years ago that the brain child behind UAE and other rich men countries, British and Americans. How true is that? It's not true at all, mate. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. The wealth of the Middle East came from the oil, and the wealth of the Middle East came from a passion and a drive. Half of England is owned by Qatar. There's many institutions in England that are owned, including Sainsbury's, and things like that, of course, which is huge. INEOS got to go, debt cleared, and needs to happen. Absolutely, absolutely. The only concern I'm having now is that, you know what, if we do manage to get these Glazers out, it would be amazing if we can get these Glazers out. That is the step. But we need someone to buy this club fully, right? This club needs to be purchased fully, and they need to sell the football club. For me, having looked at that video last night of the Glazer coming out of IV in Manchester, just shows me that they have no care. They are arrogant and they don't care what happens. They just want, their money, and they don't really fear the Man United fan base. It's about time that the Man United fan base created an element of fear. They created an element of fear, and that's what I would say at the end of the day. They did that when wanted to get rid of Abramovich and Chelsea. They made them a legal action. They could do that for Manchester United. Absolutely, barman. So why don't they, in retrospective, do that for Manchester United? Why don't we push the government to do that? Why don't we attack the government? Why don't we go after the government? You know what I mean? We can do that, outside the Houses of Parliament. Get the Glazers out. This is something that we haven't done, because at the end of the day, if anyone has the power to remove the Glazers forcefully, it is the British government. And I don't know why we're not going down that avenue, but I think we should go down that avenue, because at the end of the day, they purchased the club. Back then, it might have been legal back then, but right now, that is illegal. So we need to go back in retrospective, just like any crime would when you find evidence, to support it. Absolutely. Big up, barman. Sal, would you be happy or sad if the game got cancelled? Because I don't care about the game, Newman. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about the game. I care about Manchester United. This game really means nothing. I actually want this game to get cancelled, because when these games get cancelled, what it does is it opens their ears, the Glazers' ears. It basically hits them. It hits their pockets. Because if games keep getting cancelled, right, the PGMO, the government, will turn around and tell the Glazers what the hell is going on. Because football makes a lot of money in England. Football is, economy-wise, it makes a lot of money in England. So if games are getting cancelled, people are coming from all around the world, right, to watch Man United. All right, and then the game gets cancelled because of a protest. People are going to be like, the government are going to say, what's going on? Something needs to be done. And I do believe these things need to be done. Unfortunately, the sad case is that a lot of those people who cancelled the games, they end up getting like criminal records and things like that. And obviously, these are family people. These are people with mortgages. These are people with jobs, and you know what? It is wrong, because the government should step in. That's what they need to do, and they need to stop this from happening. Of course, stop this Glazers from owning the football club, of course. So I don't ever want us to lose to Arsenal, get anyone, but if I chose to losing to Arsenal, anyone, but if I had to choose to beating Arsenal or winning Europa League, it's take Arsenal. So it's, I don't care about the game today, to be honest. I don't want to lose to Arsenal. Of course, I don't want to lose to Arsenal, but if the game gets cancelled, so be it. But I want every game. Of course, we want to win every game. Goes without saying. 938 could also make a campaign for that in front of the Parliament, as you said. Absolutely, barman. And this is something that hasn't been done yet, because we need to look at, okay, man, we're actually just pinpointing Old Trafford, right? We're pinpointing Manchester as a protest. The government is where you make protests. If you want change in England, you go to the government, right? And you go out there and you make the protest. We want the Glazers out. We want the Glazers out. And that's what we need to do. And every single voice will be heard, because the government would have to act on that. Cancelling games is one thing, but obviously it puts the well-being of normal folk in jeopardy, including criminal records and cautions and banned from Old Trafford forever and taking away your season tickets and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's the normal folk that suffer. It's the normal people that suffer. The Man United fan that suffers, because of the Glazers. So it is the government need to get involved. It is obviously heaven sent that we need to do that. Of course, absolutely. So, how helpful was the cancel Liverpool game last season? Did it have it? Yes, it did, Lumen. They actually created a Zoom meeting with the Glazer people. Part of them, I think it was a 1958 at the time on Must. They had a meeting with the Glazers. But this is the one thing that we need to stop now. Even if they want a meeting with the Man United fans, even if they throw us these broken promises and they're going to do this and do that, we don't want to hear it anymore. We don't want to hear it anymore. It went around the world, the cancellation of the Liverpool game. It hit their pockets as well, you know. And we don't want to. But if this game gets cancelled, we don't want to hear about the Glazers wanting to talk to us or representatives of the Glazers wanting to talk to us. We don't want to hear it anymore. We want them Glazers gone, and they need to leave the football club and sell the football club and put the club up for sale. And maybe we'll find a buyer, of course. Big up, Teddy. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see Teddy in the house. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're good. What's going on? Hope you're good, of course. Absolutely. Good to see Teddy back. Yeah, so and that's what I would say about that. And I support the movement. I support, obviously, the Glazer out movement. I am all for it. And to be honest with you, I wish them all the very best of luck. I believe that this should also hit the Houses of Parliament in England. We should also target that as well, because at the end of the day, people are ignoring us. They're ignoring us, and we need to take it up a level. That's what Man United fans need to do. We need to take it up a level and, of course, remove these Glazers eventually. And then once we've removed the biggest problem, which is the Glazers, then we can look at INEOS. Then we can look at what they're going to do, how they're going to run the football club. Because at the end of the day, you know what? If the Glazers sell their shares, they can still sell shares. And if they sell them, you know what I mean, to another entity, the other entity will own the football club. And obviously that would be detrimental to INEOS and their little vanity project with the Glazers, of course. Jim, I want the game to cancel too. The message speaks power if the protest is done right, and credit to yourself for knowing more than I don't know more than anyone. What I would say is that I've just been supporting the club a very long time, and I've been there a long time. You know what I mean? Protesting, fighting for this. It's been, you know, people look at me and you know what? I'm just one small voice at the end of the day. I'm one small voice. I try to make things happen. I made a 1958 walkout, of course, and you know, it was unsuccessful because of the lack of unity and disdain for anyone who's not part of a certain group. You know, when we all can make a difference around the world, we all can make a difference if we fight it out, and not just say it, we do it on our social medias, in the street, Glazers out everywhere. That is what we need to do. And to be honest with you, a voice like yours, Jim, you know, in Australia, you could do your bit, and voices everywhere in the world, they can do their bit as well. You know what I mean? Everywhere in the world. And to be honest with you, just because you're not at Manchester today doesn't mean you can't make a difference. And you know what? And use your social media, whether you have to create, you know, whatever you have to do, just make a noise. Generally speaking, there is more power in numbers. If the protest is done right, power is everything. And I mean, obviously, they're going to do the protest right. We do the protest how the protest is going to be. The protests have to be done right. And the protests, of course, they have to be done right. But at the same time, you know, we have to do what we have to do. And the only way, you know, order, I mean, at the end of the day, order generally happens when there is chaos. Order out of chaos. And that's what I would say. And, you know, when Man United fans make chaos, order will happen. And Man United, they would have to act on what's going on. Because, you know, you can't keep charging people. You can't keep arresting people. You can't keep banning people just because they're making a stand and they're doing what is right. Absolutely. And to be honest with you, you know, I would say that whatever has to be, it has to be to save this football club. And hopefully this rings in Jim Ratcliffe's era as well. Hopefully this he reaches him, and hopefully he goes, wow, what the hell? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, look, you know what? Someone like Jim Ratcliffe, who lives in Monaco, wherever he lives, you know, it's just going to ignore it as well. You know, and this is the thing. So we have to really make it out. You know what I mean? Those INEOS banners have to be out as well. I think that as well, because at the end of the day, look, you know what? They're a whole entity. They slept with the Glazers. They gave the Glazers a life support machine. You know what I mean? They saved the Glazers. The Glazers had to sell this football club, right? Hopefully, as a collective, INEOS might say, this is too much. We can't handle this. This is detrimental to our company. We have to end this. We're going to sell our shares. Maybe that happens. Then that puts the Glazers under pressure again, doesn't it? puts the Glazers under pressure again. So we have to do whatever it takes, and hopefully it works, of course. Big up, Jim. Big up, of course. So the promises which Ratcliffe made to us were in the same politicians to do public elections. To get at the end, what do billionaires do, Lumen? They lie through their teeth. But billionaires lie. Billionaires, government have always lied through history. They've lied. You know, at the end of the day, there've been lies throughout history. COVID lie. You know what I mean? Injections lie. You know, vaccinations lie. This, that, and the other. It is lies from the start of the beginning. And not least, we know the tragic events that have been happening over the last 30 years have more or less all been lies in regards to how they were manipulated, how they started, who they were done by as well. And that is very important to say, because at the end of the day, billionaires will be billionaires and billionaires are liars, you know, and I would say that Jim Ratcliffe is one, you know, but the biggest problem, we're not just talking about Ratcliffe here. The biggest problem is the Glazers. So if we get rid of the Glazers, that will be a domino effect, of course, at the end of the day. Getting rid of the Glazers will be the biggest part of it. It'd be a big chunk. It'd be like removing a big part of a wall, you know, that is keeping the balance of the wall. And eventually when we remove that part, the wall will fall down, of course. Manager, yeah, peace is not profitable. What do the government aim for peace? But you know what? There you go. Ronaldo should be the face of the protest movement. He could contact his followers and it would be a huge on Sky TV. Doesn't he hate the Glazers? He does, Ahmed. Unfortunately, many people, including ex-pros like Gary Neville and stuff like that, who don't want to mention the Glazers, don't want to speak to the Glazers, even though it's heaven sent that if they speak about the Glazers, it's going to resonate and it's going to spread around. They won't do it because it's their own interest. The Glazers are a lot of things, but they're not stupid, right? So what the Glazers have done and what INEOS do, they make sure that they have the ex-footballers in their pocket. Like Tim Howard was talking crap the other day, and you know Gary Neville never mentioned the Glazers. Ronaldo has his own personal things going on right now. He doesn't even play for Man United. In fact, he probably loves Real Madrid more than he loves Man United, of course. But at the end of the day, you know, it would be a great thing to happen if he did get involved in it. Maybe he will do one day, but I don't think he's going to bother himself about it because he's not a Man United employee at the moment, or, you know what, and I don't think he's a Man United fan either. So at the end of the day, you know, it would be great if he did that, but I don't think he will do that after the way he was treated when he was here, whilst he was here, to be honest. Man, you know, one thing I will always say, Sal, and I used to say it in everyday life, there will always be hope. There is always hope. Absolutely, Jim. Sal, who else, if not the Glazers? At the end of the day, if the Glazers have to sell their shares, have to sell the football club, someone will buy the football club because it will be a emergency sale, wouldn't it? So it will be cheaper. So it will be sold. Of course it will be. And yeah, they will be removed. Look at Chelsea. Look what happened with Chelsea, right? No one knew who was going to buy Chelsea if Roman Abramovich left Chelsea. But someone did buy them though, didn't they? You know what I mean? But personally, I think we need to stay away from people who don't know about football. People who don't know about Manchester United, who don't know the history, don't know the legacy of Manchester United. Personally, I think we need to move away from those kind of people, of course. GK, big up, GK. Hope you're doing well. Ronaldo would charge 25% share in Old Trafford tickets for helping us in the protest. Yeah, Ronaldo's a billionaire. I don't think he needs any of our money. I wouldn't mind Ronaldo at the football club in some capacity, but you know what? Him buying the football club, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think even he can afford 5-6 billion. I don't think he can do that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know he's rich, but I don't think he can afford that much money. Man United have been way priced out of the market, and the Glazers are responsible for that. Thanks to INEOS and Jim Ratcliffe, you know what, they didn't sell, you know, and that is what happened, of course. But you know what? We wish everyone the best of luck in the protest today. It is very important that we get behind it. As I said, go on your social media, go and support 1958, go and support everyone, the FC United of Manchester, of course, as well. Go and support them on your Twitter and social media pages and make a noise. That's what you should do. I wrote a tweet, retweet that, quote tweet that, like that. Keep it going, guys. And we promote this video and we get it out there because we're not going to give up and we're going to carry on fighting the cause, of course, guys. So are they suitable? No, there's not, mate. Billionaires billionaires, Matata, not millionaires. There's many millionaires. Millionaires can't afford Man United. Billionaires can. Not even billionaires. Man United are worth 5-6 billion. So, I mean, the debt as well. What's going on? Once the Glazers get ready to go out, some owner will definitely come. Yeah, GK, something will happen. Just like what happened with Chelsea. Something will happen. Someone will buy the football club. Man United are a profitable business. Without debt, Man United are the most profitable business, I think, in the UK. One of the best and one of the most profitable institutions in the world. And if the debt is cleared, the Glazers are gone, it's a perfect opportunity for any buyer, you know what, to own Manchester United and to make them great again, to make us the best football team in the world. Because they know once Man United gets successful again, they know that Man United are gonna, you know, make a lot of money. They've got a chance to make a lot of money. They know that, you know. At the moment, everything that Man United are doing, Man United are still making money, even if we're 1 billion in debt, right? And that we still can go out there and spend money. But, you know, this cannot be sustained, mate, because of our debt, you know. So any other club would have folded under this ownership, but, you know, but not Man United, because that's how much we accumulated over the many years and how many fans we have around the world, the billions around the world. Big up, Baz. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see INEOS trying to bring down the share price by these actions, maybe. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, INEOS are part of this, but we removed the Glazers. If the Glazers get removed, INEOS have got a decision to make, right? They either purchase the club or they will have to sell their shares. In my opinion, they would have to sell their shares, because if they can't afford the football club, they're not going to own the football club anymore. They're not going to be responsible for the football club anymore. If these new owners come in and buy the Glazers out, and they might say to to Jim Ratcliffe, Jim, I don't like your running 27%. You're not going to be responsible for the transfers, this and that. You're not going to be responsible for the football club. I am. I'm the owner. They can't do nothing. No more deals with the Glazers. Man, I could be the face of Wealthy Millionaires takeover. Could be. It would be a great thing, Mac. It would be a beautiful thing, of course. It's funny, isn't it? Everyone, all the great footballers and great people who go to in the Middle East, they love it. You know, at the end of the day. It's funny, isn't it? At the end of the day. SLD. So Jim thought of himself. If he was a fan, he would have let Qatar. Yeah, he thought of himself. Vanity project, of course. And this is why he keeps talking about this regeneration project. The regeneration project is not going to make money on the pitch. This is why Gary Neville keeps talking about Old Trafford regeneration, because it benefits him. It benefits him. Regeneration project at Old Trafford is not going to make us successful on the pitch. You know what I mean? So, and this is why he keeps talking about it, because he's thinking of himself. He's thinking of the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium. He's thinking of the INEOS Stadium. He's thinking of Sir Jim Ratcliffe Way and making it all about INEOS and himself. And that is what's happening, of course. People are joking about Qatar, right? What about Qatar being a very wealthy, profitable, expanding, diverse place that it is, that I've been to, just like the UAE and stuff like that, building up, not building down. Absolutely. People are destroying things. The people like the Glazers are destroying things. People like Jim Ratcliffe are destroying things. And the Middle Easterns people are building things up. That's why they've got the tallest building in the world, the second tallest building in the world, and indeed the third tallest building in the world. And they're carrying on building. And this is what it is at the end of the day. And all we are doing, all Jim Ratcliffe is doing, is penny pinching and getting rid of people on 30 grand a year with mortgages and kids and things like that. So there you go. Sal, I love Ronaldo. I know he loves us. Ronaldo, absolutely. He does love us, yeah, but yeah, what can he do? Morning, Sal, just tuned in. How you doing? Big up, Shah. How you doing? Goes out, but INEOS must go as well. INEOS, INEOS Shah, as I was saying earlier in the show, if the Glazers did sell the football club, INEOS will have a decision to make, because at the end of the day, INEOS own 27% of the football club. The Glazers own the rest of the football club, as well as some other minority owners in the football club. So if the Glazers sold the football club, the power from INEOS will be taken away, because obviously the Glazers and INEOS have a collaboration at the moment. So the power will be taken away from INEOS. So INEOS will have a decision to make. So if someone else buys the football club on the majority, they would probably say, we don't want INEOS there, 27%. And we're going to take away the power from INEOS. INEOS may own 27%, but the power that they have in regards to transfers, in regards to infrastructure, might be taken away from them. So they will have a decision to make, and they may have to sell the football club, of course. Though legends play for us, not all a boyhood fan. Wayne Rooney is an Everton fan. Yes, Jim, he's an Everton fan. Yeah, so is Jamie Carragher, by the way, is an Everton fan as well. Not everyone is fans of Man United if they play for them. In fact, there's many. Roy Keane is a Tottenham fan. You know, there's many players. Paul Scholes was I think Paul Scholes was an Oldham fan. You know, and there are many, of course, absolutely. Big up, Shah. Glazers out, destroyed INEOS, the legs enabled out, absolutely. But the key is, guys, and I want to say this: Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out. The key is to get rid of the Glazers. If we get rid of the Glazers, it will be a domino effect. It will be a domino effect, and we will be able to have the power over INEOS, because INEOS will say, well, the Glazers have gone, our mates have gone, our pals have gone. You know what? We got a big decision to make, of course, and we have to wait. Now, of course, Man United do play today. I know it is hard to believe, but Man United do play Arsenal today. And you know what? It sort of dives into the realms of, pointlessness when I talk about Arsenal against Man United, because, you know, what's going on at the football club and where we are in the league and stuff like that is absolutely incredible, of course. So, you know, I would like, if the game goes ahead, I want Man United to win. I want us to win, and I hope Man United win the game today. I would like us to play a few youngsters as well and go from there and see what happens, of course. But the biggest thing today is about Manchester United's future. It's about the Glazers leaving this football club, finally leaving this football club, and hopefully we make some progress, of course. And if they don't make progress, I believe we should go after the Houses of Parliament as well, in my opinion. INEOS has the right to match any takeover offer. They can buy the Glazers shares if they match the highest bidder's offer. They can, they can most certainly do that, but they can't afford it. Trust me, they can't afford it. They wouldn't want that. They act like they can afford it. They can't afford the football club. And I don't think anyone would want, after what we've seen this last few weeks and months, I don't think anyone would want INEOS as the owners of Manchester United. Really. But buying the football club is not only about buying the football club, right? We want someone to buy the football club and pay off that debt as well. The billion we're in debt. We got transfers of 300 million that is still sitting there waiting to be paid, right? There is too much going on at this football club for Jim Ratcliffe, right? We need someone. We do. Unfortunately, the situation is for me. We do need someone, a multi-billionaire. We do need the state to own the football club. We need this to happen, because then we can clear everything. Exactly what Qatar were promoting, that we're going to clear everything. And you know what? Everything, we start from scratch at zero, no debt. Imagine what that would have done for PSR and our FFP and stuff like that. It would have been absolutely incredible. Jim Rat fell off the cliff. If he was a real fan of man, he would never have sacked all those workers. Absolutely not. Exactly. I hope the protests make a difference and get the game called off. I don't care about the game today. To be honest, I'm more focused on Thursday's game. Me too, Shah. Me too, Shah. And at the end of the day, needs must, isn't it, Shah? Needs must. We have to look at the bigger picture and for the greater good. That's what we have to do at the end of the day. We, as Man United fans, we have to think about the greater good, guys. We really do. And it is Glazers out all the way for me. INEOS out, Glazers out. Don't want to know about it. Full sale only, debt cleared, gone. That is what I want. That is what I want. And that is what I've been promoting for the last year. I mean, hell, we nearly had it, for goodness sake. We nearly had it until Jim Ratcliffe came in with his Werther's original loving hands and put his 27% down. You know, and we've seen in this small amount of time, right? Listen, guys, don't be manipulated by INEOS, right? Because at the end of the day, they tried to buy Chelsea for 4 billion, right? They tried to buy Chelsea for 4 billion. Where's that 4 billion have gone? Where's that 4 billion gone? So what we're looking at the moment, they're cutting back on jobs on 40 grand a year. They're not paying any of their own money anyway. They're not spending any of their own money. They gave the Glazers some money, of course. And the infrastructure in regards to the academy was already in the contract in regards to buying the football club, right? Getting a percentage of the football club. You know, and they have not spent a penny of their money. They're not spending nothing of their money. They've got billions and billions. They're not using that. Remember that as well. Remember that. They're not using the billions. What about the 4 billion they were going to buy Chelsea for? Where's that gone? Tell me. Where's that gone? Of course. The rat INEOS is a faking the Gazy donuts. Absolutely. You'll never remove state ownership. It will take the government intervention. If it's good for the football club, couldn't care less. Big up Sal, big up chat, big up. At the moment, we got a devil ownership, Alex. So a state ownership. Qatar, great country. Half of England's owned by Qatar anyway, Alex. So what the hell? Absolutely. Big up Sal, big up chat, big up Darkro. Hope you're doing well. The Glazers sold shares to INEOS for 5 billion valuation. Surely the club value has declined since the 40th. Yeah, Matt. Yeah. And this is the thing. If the Glazers are forced to sell this football club, they would have to set a lower offer. This is the thing. You know what I mean? Now, they had a very good opportunity, the Glazers, to sell this football club for about 5 to 6 billion. Billion going on, obviously, infrastructure and that. So about 4 billion, 5 billion. They could have sold this football club, of course. And there you go. You know, and they've lost their opportunity. And hopefully we do make a difference, and hopefully it does happen, of course. We really hope. Fingers crossed, guys. Glory Man United together. Big up Sour content, wonderful inspiration, truth you speak. Much love, bro. Much love to you, Jim. Thank you for joining me, you legend. Of course, LT, big up Sal. All we need is a rich owner who will pay off the debt and want the team to become successful on the pitch, which is plain and simple. Absolutely, LT. But the key is Glazers being willing to sell. The Glazers being willing to sell. This is the key. And this is where, you know what, we either succeed or we fall flat on our face. It's the Glazers. And at the moment, the way I saw the Glazer walking yesterday in Manchester without a care in the world, arrogantly, it just goes to show me they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us, Man United fans. You could tell the Mateta and Mainu news is probably spin and distraction of the club because of the protest. Absolutely sure. It's something that I've been mentioning all week. The Mainu thing is spin. It's to turn you against Mainu because he is a youth product. And if they sell Mainu, they get full profit for Mainu. So that is what it is. It's all about the pockets. So don't be surprised if they're spinning and using propaganda and stuff like that. He wants a new contract. What we have to ask ourselves is this. Why or how does this news get spread? Why does it get spread? What's the reason? How? At the end of the day. You're more likely to end up with a private equity firm like Qatar. Seems like you're wishing on a monkey paw. I'm wishing on Manchester United being cleared of debt and Manchester United not being owned by the Glazers, Alex. INEOS, Qatar is a fantastic country, a fantastic state, whatever you want to say. But we're owned by disgusting, genocide-loving idiots, right? At the end of the day. So I don't really care what you think about Qatar in Middle East because I live in the Middle East and it's a fantastic place to live and I'm from England, right? At the end of the day. I know people wanna talk about, you know what, but this will state own this, that. I don't care. I don't care. It's 2025, man. Get over it. Get over the Disney cartoons. It's not Aladdin. We need to move on from that, guys. And obviously, let whoever wants to buy this, purchase the football club, whoever it is, whether it's Qatar, Apple, INEOS, Amazon, that is what matters. Full sale, Glazers out, debt cleared. That's all that matters. I don't care if it is, who it is. I really don't. I don't, at the end of the day. You know, as long as they have the intentions of the football club in their mind, they want Man United to win. That's all I care about. This is a football club, not politics. A football club, right? So I want this football club. We're owned by the worst ownership in the world right now. Right now. The worst ownership in the world, right? We could start talking about Americans and genocide and loving and stuff like that. We can go along that realms and creating disasters and blame someone else. You know what I mean? We can all go through these realms, of course. Guys, why does Mainu's wage get leaked? Exactly, Sharp. There you go. That's what I've been saying. How or why does it get leaked? It's a spin. It's a spin to turn you against Mainu. They want you to turn against Mainu. So if they sold Mainu, they will say, well, he wanted too much money anyway. Sal, do you know that these men have 4 billion? How do you know that these men? Because they bid for Chelsea for 4 billion, Beef Bully. They bid for Chelsea for 4 billion before they went for Man United. They bid for Chelsea for 4 billion. At the end of the day, big up, Jim. Of course, Guys, thank you everyone for joining me today. Guys, the Glazers out. Of course, promote it all day. Keep right on your social media. Push it. Retweet my tweet, of course. Quote tweet it. Write your own tweets. Write your own stories. Write your own feelings, guys. I really appreciate it, everyone. Of course, Sal, exactly. I don't care if it's ownership or not. I just want the Glazers out and the owners that want to put money into the football, guys. Succeed on the football pitch, absolutely. We're not interested in politics. We're not interested in politics. It's funny how these same people who talk about state ownership and that are keeping quiet about what's going on in the Middle East right now, isn't it? It's really funny, isn't it? At the end of the day, LT, yes, leaks of mainly transfer rumors are briefs of the club and spin as they fans try to continue cycle division. Thank you, LT. LT, love you, brother. Thank you so much. You always speak the truth. Guys, thanks so much. I'll be back for the watch along later. And any news that breaks in regards to the protest, please don't forget to keep your notifications on. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please don't forget to smash a like. Much love to you all. Really respect you. And I hope it all goes well. Glory, glory, Man United, guys. Have a great day. And don't forget, Glazers out for life. Until they are gone, guys, Glazers out for life. Up the Reds. Let's go. Peace.